fantastic. This is GT Racing right now.
He's got traction, he's got with the outside of both of them. Maloney!
Oh, he's taken Anderson. Anderson's up top.
Oh my God! Oh. Big crash. Oh my goodness, half the field's going to get rolled.
It's very close. These guys are going to want to make their way through the field very quickly. Oh, there we go. Oh no! That's massive! This is it! This is over! I can't believe this! Oh my God!
God, what?
Hello everyone and welcome to Friday night on SimSpeed TV. We're coming to you live from the Road Atlanta Raceway just north of Braselton, Georgia for the VRS GT Sprint Series. Once again joined me tonight, Simon Zomo. Joining me on comms will be Nick Skreyev, and behind the scenes, as always, will be our famous Scott Fountain. Tonight, it's a fantastic racetrack, one that I thoroughly enjoy, and with these GT3 machines who do compete here in the real life and also in iRacing, usually in the Petite Le Mans, which is a fantastic endurance race, highly recommend. Tonight, it's GT3 only, but we're set for a fantastic race. Join with me for the first time tonight, Nick. Looking forward to tonight, seeing some GT3 machinery fang around the infamous Road Atlanta circuit.
Yeah, for sure, Simon. Really good track, really undulating. Yeah, 12 corners, really high speeds and changes of direction.
Yeah, exactly, especially you can see on the screen at the moment qualifying is underway, but you mentioned the undulation and the high-speed corners, the final turn onto the front straight, probably the most challenging one, if not for turn one as well. You can see it's a hard left-hand corner, high speed. We can see Dave Roberts heading in there at the moment. High speed right-hander up over the crest. It can be very challenging to get the car set up for that section of the track. GT3 machinery with a bit more downforce, they tend to handle it a bit better as well.
Yeah, high speed, a lot of downforce, and yeah, just as we're seeing Robert come through there, a lot of blind apexes as well. So you're kind of really guessing or pointing the car in the direction as you come over all these crests. Just catching Dave Roberts up on screen, coming 7th at the moment.
See the times coming in thick and fast at the moment. People appear to be on their second laps at the moment. A lot of people put their first times in. We've got 4 drivers who, oh sorry, a bit more than 4 drivers who haven't put their times in yet. They'll be getting there soon. But at the moment, Robert Kulik sits on pole with a 17.2. See a few guys moving up through the field at the moment. But got 29 cars out there tonight, so it's a fairly difficult, being fast and flowing, it's a fairly difficult track to pass, so qualifying is going to be very, very important for this one, won't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's very narrow in a lot of spots. We'd just see just a few corners before 10A and 10B coming down the hill is a really good overtaking opportunity. But yeah, it's quite narrow, so it's hard to show a nose where you can.
See, throwing laps at the moment, Pascal Hole coming through turn 7. Try and let the car run as wide as you can. You've got to be careful on that curve as well. It's very easy to get the car sideways coming off that curve. See him heading down the very long back straight at the moment, heading towards, as you say, 10A, 10B. Also very technical part of the track. Try and get the correct line through that corner. It can save you a lot of time. You see hard on the brakes. Very nice entry. Linked those corners together very well and up over the crest. As I said, hard and fast coming over into this one. Got to get a nice wide line. Use as much of the inside curve as you can. Comes onto the front straight. We'll see if he moves anywhere. Does not appear to go position. Stays P11. Lopamia on his lap coming out of the S's. See Wayne Burke coming to the line as well, although he looks as though that's the second lap done. So P7 looks as though that's where Wayne will be starting, a regular for the Friday night VRS races. Favours that BMW quite a lot, and it seems to serve him quite well. He's always up front, always competitive. Waiting on the clock timeout now. Only a minute 40 to go, and they've got a few cars out on track at the moment. Lopamir seems to be just about to finish his lap. Comes out of the final corner onto the front straight. Does not seem... Actually hasn't registered a time at all. Still there. Completed his first lap. He's got one more lap to go. Don't know if he'll actually... Oh, he should have enough time to get this lap done. Should be just enough time. Comes down the high-speed S's. Using a bit of the outside curb. All over that inside curve. Very, very tricky to get that one right. A little bit too much pace through that corner. Very easy to run wide, and you've got a nice big gravel trap waiting for you on the exit. See, into the turn 7. Heading up to the back straight. Only have 40 seconds left on the clock, so this will be the only time he can put in. Letting it rev right out. Try and maximise the amount of torque, which these Audis, you can let them rev right out, and that's usually they generate power all the way up, so it's important to have them rev as far as they can. Heading through 10A, 10B, over the rise, in towards the final corner, looking pretty good so far. To watch him get to the line, very close on the grass. And he rockets up into P2. Fantastic lap there. Fantastic lap by Lobier. And that will be qualifying done as we head to the grid. Alright. That'll be a full roller and lap, but we'll get the grid underway. Robert Kolek on pole with a 17.2. Lobomir Schweitzer in second for the front row. Federico Leo coming up third. Nicolas Coetz in fourth. Gerard Hendrickson in fifth. Maxim Detilli will come in sixth. Lewis Nasher, seventh. Wayne Seaburke will come in eighth place. Sven Beber in ninth, and rounding out the top 10, Juan Mashklakowski. As we see, P11 will be Bradon Tabone. Pascal Hall in 12th. Slaven Prisina will come in 13th. Marcin Pamalua, 14th. Dave Roberts, 15th. Tatsuya Kikuchi in 16th. Dylan Shepard, 17th. Michael Skurlock in 18th. James Woolwalt, 19th. And Liam Burns rounding out top 20. Mike Mason in 21st. Eric Lai, 22nd. Jo De Dirte, 23rd. Stephen Colby, 24th. Marcos Garcia Manzano in 25th. Antonio Nesperia Lage in 26th. Dino Filippa, 27th. Benjamin Roske, 28th. And rounding out the grid will be Juan Aragonis. As you can see, everyone rolling away at the moment for a long roll around lap. Obviously doing the whole track for this one gives them a good opportunity to get the tyres up to temperature. We have a 40-minute race. We'll be taking fuel. They'll need to stop for fuel halfway through. They won't have enough to get to the end, but tyres won't be taken. So they'll have to manage the tyre wear for the entire race. So we'll have a quick look at the weather. Second, we'll see see what conditions I'll be looking at for. So partly cloudy, 20 degrees, current track temp's 22, so nice and cool for him. Hopefully track temp won't wear the tyres out too much. 6 kilometre wind from the northwest, and estimated race distance will be 31 laps. So as we get ready for this one, Nick, looking like it's going to be a competitive field in this one.
Yeah,
Times are very, very close up front.
yeah, that's it. The time's not really much splitting in between. A lot of cars on track, so yeah, hopefully we can see them get through really cleanly.
See, the Audi seems to be out in force with this one. We can see the top 5 positions is actually held out by Audis. We've got a McLaren sitting in 5th spot, but yeah, Audi definitely seems to be the dominant car for this one.
Yeah, Audi's super strong. A lot of European drivers as well. So yeah, it seems like the Audi's very well suited to this track, like high speed corners. Yeah, quite hilly as well.
Hopefully the infamous death slide won't affect these guys too much. It's actually quite, just having a quick look through the field, it seems to be, yeah, top half of the field just seems to be dominated by Audis at the moment. So definitely seems to have the bop at its advantage, or the bop will be in its advantage. So that will happen at some tracks. Some tracks will definitely lean itself to others, but we'll get ready for the start. Any final thoughts, Nick? What should we expect for this one?
Yeah, just hoping to see a clean start and see these strategies and stuff come into play with their mandatory pit stops.
See everyone heading up. Safety car in pit lane. And it looks like green flag, and they're away. Head into turn 1. Robert Kuick gets a fantastic start. They're single file as they head down into turn 1. A few scraps. Looks like they're happening further in the pack. So they head through turn 1. Everyone's sorting themselves out, trying to find a nice spot to sit in as they head up the hill. So far, so good. Shepherd, and we've got a car in the wall at the moment. We can see Dylan Shepherd making some moves through the field. Oh, it looks like P2. Yep, Lobomir Schwartz. Get a replay as soon as we can, but that's our P2 sitter. So you can see them all heading back down to turn 6, turn 7. Dylan Shepherd already making his way through the field. See him funneling through, and there's contact. Big contact at the back of the field, and that's just getting, oh, that is massive. That is going to take a substantial amount of the field, and they're still crashing already. That is quite a massive accident for the start of this race. Have a look at Lobomir, having a look and see what happened at the start of that one. We can see in the pits. Fortunate accident at the start. Didn't quite catch what happened there. See, coming over the hill into turn 3. Got the inside curb. Everything seems okay, and it's just gone. That is quite a strange one, Nick. It's just gone on him.
Yeah, just staying on board.
See him all just running down the back straight at the moment. Try and pick up what's happened in this big one, because that was just quite an extraordinary accident there, Nick.
Yeah, lucky to not collect too many cars in that.
Oh. See Wayne Burke, you can see there on his roof. Yes, first car to go over in that one. Have another look on the replay. We're on board with Wayne at the moment. Just have a look and see what's happened here. So they're heading up into turn 6. Looks like he's trying to have a look up the inside. He's got the inside of the car, number 12. And, oh, looks like it may have been contact from behind. Just going to try and go back again, have another closer look at that. Yeah, it does look like there was a bit of contact there, Nick.
Yeah, and it just having a look, I think there's a few people that tried to take some evasive action, and with everyone so bunched together, yeah, there's a few people colliding into each other.
Just having a look at the moment. Um, yeah, it looks like the number 12's actually got into him, and everyone just had nowhere to go. It's so hard to see when everyone the pack is so congested like that. It just does look like the number 12. See, Wayne goes up the inside. Yeah, yep. Number 12 of Lewis Nasher. Looks like that was the trigger for that one. That's an unfortunate accident to see. That's involved a lot of cars. Very unfortunate to see that happen, Nick.
Yeah, already seeing a few cars on the tow hook, so there's a lot of people already back in the pits. So yeah, look, still 35 minutes to go, so hopefully they'll be able to make some positions back.
Just having a look at the pits at the moment, we can see Slaven Prasina, Jen Machikowski, Wayne Burke, obviously, Lobmir, Schweitz, who was on the front row, Dino Flippia, Antonio Lage, James Ruwalt, and Machin Pamlua, all involved in that one. They're still in the pits at the moment, so I'm not sure if we'll see them come back out. Might be day done for them. Although it does look as though Slav and Antonio have made it back onto the track, but we'll go back to live pitch. You could see this battle happening on at the moment between Brandon and Louise. So Lewis involved in that earlier contact. This is a battle for P6 and 7 at the moment. The closest two on track right now. You see him heading down the back straight into 10A, 10B. Big braking zone in here, so if you've got the momentum, you've got the speed, you can sort of get on the inside of them. You can definitely use that braking zone to get a pass done. Him coming over the rides to the final corner. Doesn't seem to be making too much of an inroad to the car in front, but obviously still a lot to play for. The strategy is obviously going to play its cards later on in this race. We can see on board Dave Roberts sitting behind Pascal Noel. This is the battle for 8th, 9th, and 10th. It's a bit of damage to the rear wing of that Audi in front. It's probably going to be affecting a bit of handling, especially being such a high-speed track. We can see Dylan Shepard in front, who also has a little bit of damage as well. So already seems a lot of cars have got damage already, Nick. It's pretty bit too early for that to be happening.
Yeah, also noticed with Luis as well having some damage to the front of his car. So yeah, it looks like there wasn't too many survivors. Only really the top 5 or so that kind of managed to get out unscathed.
Yeah, let's see, top 5 separated by about 4 seconds. Gerard Hendrickson sitting in 5th. Yeah, there's a bit of a gap back to that secondary group. See, Lewis Nazar actually appears to have got the job done. Yep, we could see that. Job done for Lewis. He got it done into 10A. So now he'll continue his charge down the road, try and catch up to Gerard Hendrickson. Have a look at that last lap. Gap times were about similar. There's only about a couple tenths in it between them that last couple of laps. At the moment, pace setter is Robert Klug. He is currently about 3/10 faster than the rest of the field at the moment. So he's the pace setter at the moment. He's stretching that gap out at the moment. Oh, see a car spun. And that's actually the leader. It's all happening in this one. To go to a replay, and yep, he's just lost the rear. Oh.
Yeah, unfortunate incident for Robert. At least didn't come back onto the track and block anyone else. So he did let a few cars through, but yeah, he's kind of gathered it all up for 7th place.
Yeah, dropping me, as you say, dropping back to 7th, but fingers crossed there's not too much damage. You can see the rear wing was a bit broken, but hopefully it doesn't cost too much. The battle for 3rd is on at the moment. So heading up into turn 3, Federico and Gerard battling. Not much you could probably do in this section here. It's a very tight and narrow section, these S's, but this is where you can start to make a bit of time. The run out of this corner, very important to get right. Heading down the back stretch. Try and get it on camera. So head out of turn 7. So you know the battle back here, Liam Burns and Mike Manson as well. So they battle their way up to turn 6. Much the same thing. A few little battle packs are forming. We can see another one here, Sven Weber and David Roberts as well, battling for position. This will be just to get inside the top 10. We can see Sven in the draft at the moment. Dave trying to sort of move a bit, try and check the draft. I don't think he'll do it. Sven with the overrun, he'll pull out hard on the brakes into 10A, and he'll get that job done quite easily. Dave not really making it difficult for him. Maybe a bit of a strategy call there for Dave. Try and not fight as much and maybe save a bit of fuel and get that position back under strategy.
Yeah, just seeing Dylan Shepherd under pressure from Pascal Hull. Flash the lights before, just coming down the SS. So yeah, still with half an hour to go. So may not want to take any risky maneuvers at this stage.
Yeah, and he'll have the 2 cars sitting behind him as well, and they'll be looking for an opportunity as well. Can always get an advantage, and oh, that's a big hit! Shepherd is around. So what has happened there? That's we were just saying that they were waiting to see what was going to happen in front. Didn't expect that to happen so soon.
Yeah, it hasn't worked out too well for Dylan Shepherd. It looks like Pascal might have just been trailing a little bit too close, and a bit of a concertina effect from Sven Beber and Dave Roberts from behind. So yeah, he's the unlucky victim in that.
I'm not sure. Yeah, not sure what has actually happened there. Just it seemed weird. They were just sort of going nicely in a bit of a pack, and then all of a sudden there was contact. So maybe missed a braking zone. Maybe just unfortunately just a bit of contact, and that's just cost Dylan Shepherd a lot of time. He's into pit lane at the moment. Kind of a quick look at the replay. See what's going on. Here we go, Nick. So let's see what's happened here.
Yeah, just seeing him come out. Oh, yeah, no, there was no chance at all. He was going to recover from that. That was a pretty heavy hit from behind. Down in, turn 6. It seems to be, in this race, turn 6 seems to have a few victims already. Everyone's a little bit antsy. Yeah. Yeah, it's really unfortunate for Dylan Shepherd. Straight on the toe hook back to the pits.
Yeah, can't really say much more than that. The pictures speak for themselves. Unfortunate for Dylan Shepherd, who's doing a fantastic job. He was actually moving his way through the field quite nicely. So, yeah, fortunate for Dylan to be a bit upset with that one, understandably, for that to happen. See, this battle pack is still going at the moment. Dave Roberts all over the back of Pascal Hull. That was involved in that contact. See him running down the hill out of the S's. Now, the Mercedes generally do are regarded as having a bit more top speed than the Audi counterpart, so it'd be interesting to see, especially as they come out of turn 7. David, the very nice line. You see a bit of a tail wag from Pascal Hall as well. This is going to give the Mercedes what it needs to have a bit of a run. We've seen them running down the back straight. A bit of damage. There's a fair bit of damage on that Audi at the moment. It tries to go defensive as they head into 10A. Dave will have to go around the outside. Pascal's going to make him work for it. He's just got the nose in at 10B, but around the outside, the Audi's got the power down. So Pascal will hold that position. They head into the final turn onto the front straight. The Mercedes, again, it's got the legs at the moment. The Audi just doesn't have the top speed. That damage will be affecting it as they go side by side to turn one. There's a bit of side by side contact. Just holds on to it, but Dave will get the position done. Phenomenal bit of driving between both of them. A little bit of door-to-door contact, but I don't think this is over just yet.
Yeah, Dave Roberts definitely timing it right, picking the widest part of the circuit to put that down on Pascal. Pascal's sticking with him though. He might be able to put a move back down into 6 and 7.
Coming out of 7 at the moment. So you can see on screen at the moment, our pole sitter right in the back of Lewis Nazar coming out of 10B. So obviously damage not affecting him too much. He's managed to come up one spot, but now he's looking to go up another. Lewis, you can see him onto the front straight, heading up into turn 1, the fast sweeping right-hander. Such a difficult corner to get right. It's very easy to make a mistake and run too wide, and the exit grass, very, very inviting, will drag you off the track as well. So got to be committed. It's very hard to do it lap after lap to get every little bit out of it as they come out of the S's. The run up to turn 6. So Robert definitely has the pace at the moment. Even with that bit of damage, get towards turn 6 into 7 onto the back straight. Have to see if he can have a run down into 10A.
I was just checking from their grid position. So we've had a few people move up the order. We've had Maxim Dittilli in the McLaren starting from 6th all the way up to 2nd. So really good work by him. Most of the other people have kind of stuck around, but yeah, quite a few cars right at the back that were right up in that qualified in the top 10.
Max Green. While we were watching Maxim, Lewis has got that pass done. See if we can get a look on replay and see how he's got that done. Sam, you see the pass is already done by that point. See him coming through the S's at the moment. So it's such a technical part of the track. Probably stated quite a bit in this broadcast so far, but it is quite difficult. And so to get the flow through there, to maximize every tenth that you could possibly get through there, as I said, it takes a lot to get right, especially in these things. The Audis tend to be a little bit nervous, especially over curbs. You could see coming onto the back stretch at the moment. Looking back at Robert at the moment, that rear wing does not appear to be affecting top speed at all. And actually looked like he let him go, definitely. Yep. He's giving him position. He realizes, no, I'm not going to hold Robert up in this one. I'm just going to give him the spot. So there's a bit of a battle group forming here at the moment for P15.
We've just had the guy in 14th. I think Jo might have had a bit of a slide coming over the hill just into that last corner there.
look on screen, see what we can find. They're running in turn 1. See them heading down into 10A. Coming through 10B. He's having a little bit of a look there. I think he was going to get the job done. No opportunity to make a pass there. As they head up into turn 1, headed back to live pitches. Yeah, looked as though there might have been something happened there. See, and looks like he's actually got the job done. If I can have a quick look. Gonna go back and have a look and try and find this pass that happened. Might have been a little bit further back. Oh, could see exactly what you were you were saying. Right
Yeah, I think I
there.
might have just got that name wrong. We were looking at the wrong car, but
Yeah. See what's happened there. Bit sideways. You definitely don't want to get it sideways coming over that crest. It's definitely not the ideal situation to be in. And with Liam Burns, who we're looking at, that was sideways, and that is for position at the moment. So he had a bit of a gap, but obviously that little bit of a slide that you picked up on, that's going to cost him a little bit of time. We can see.
yeah, you can actually see that slide held up just the guy behind, and that's yeah, what's caused that overtake. So even there, slight mistakes having yeah, big changes.
Absolutely, especially when it's tight race. But we can see at the moment they're side by side. Looks like the Ferrari's actually got him matched for pace at the moment. Mercedes, he's just going to pull his nose out a bit, but they're still side by side as they head into 10A. But no, he's going to go around the outside. Made that look cleaner than what Fonty can. That was a fantastic pass. As you can see, it's actually not over here. Liam Burns is actually going to go defensive on the front straight. Eric Lai is going to have a look on the inside. He's actually got it there. So side by side, he's running right wide. There is contact, but Liam's going to have the preferred line. He'll hold that position. And in the background as well, Tatsuya is having a look at this one. He is going to be thinking, this is an opportunity for me to pounce if this keeps going. You can see Joey is skipping away from this little battle pack at the moment. Sorry, Zhao probably should say it. That's correct pronunciation. English is not my greatest language, as we have learned from these broadcasts. Looking at Tatsuya at the moment on the back straight. So nursing a little bit of damage on the front of that car at the moment, so might be affecting the straight line's speed. But looks as though Liam Burns will hold on to that position. Eric not able to capitalize on it at the moment. Zhao managing to pull away a little bit at the moment. As we get to 18 minutes left in this race. So this is where we'll start talking about pit strategy. So obviously they will need fuel to get to the end. They won't be able to make it all the way on a single tank. They won't need tyres, so it will be a simple splash and dash to get them to the end. But obviously field a bit spread out at the moment. Undercut probably won't be used as much as what we've seen in previous races. Undercut's very effective. Just getting yourself some clear air, trying to capitalize on that, being able to put some fast lap times down and try and get the jump on your competitor. But with the field a bit spread out at the moment, doesn't look like probably be as much of an advantage. We're riding on board. With the Brandon Tabone come over turn 3, heading through the S's. See rubbers starting to build up quite nicely on the racetrack at the moment.
Just actually had Federico come right up on the back of Gerard's bumper again, and he's actually going to come around down the back straight.
Bit of a look, see what's happening with that one. See Federico, bit of a gap at the moment. Have a quick look.
Ah. Yeah, we've just had Nicholas he was holding a gap to Maxim for really the first half of the race, but he's put in about another 7/10 of a second, and Maxim's just dropped back a little bit. Gerard's getting right on his tail now. We're just checking the replay out here, and did show a nose just briefly.
Pulls out. He's to get the move done. That might be a lapped car, I think. Yeah, one arrow. Yeah, I'll be for
It was too, yeah.
Yeah, but we can see in the background though, as well. I was having a quick look. Federico is still there, about 5 seconds back. Yeah. See, and P1 is actually making a jump to pit lane. Maxim Tilly will stay out. The McLaren going a little bit longer. Try and capitalize. Maybe running a few more extra laps on a lighter fuel tank might be able to make the difference. We're looking at currently about 14 minutes left, so not sure how much more fuel we'll be able to get out of that number 20 McLaren. See a few more making their way into the lane.
Yeah, it all looks like a few had an eye on when Nicholas was going to pit in, because there's quite a few cars at the 15-minute mark now.
Yeah, seems to be. You watch when the leader jumps. It's typically, you'd like to believe that he's on the optimal strategy. So if you see the leader jump, you usually follow what he does. Jumping, so maybe taking the pit stop a little bit earlier might give the tyres a little bit of time to cool down, although he had a substantial lead at the time of the pit stop. You can see Maxim coming out of the second to last turn, and he'll be straight into the lane to the McLaren. Flames flying at the back as he enters pit lane. So we'll see if this will be enough. If Nicholas, see what the gap is between when he merges. Do expect Nicholas to still be in the lead when they come out of the pits, but interesting to see what the difference is. Bit of traffic in front of Nicholas at the moment. Hopefully does not have too much of a factor. Lap traffic gets out of the way. Maxim is out of the lane. He's green, but Nicholas will clear quite comfortably. Nicholas will return back to the lead. Maxim Tilly will drop back into second. Gerard Ericsson will come back out in third. Tatsuya sitting behind at the moment. Tatsuya is further down the field at the moment. Federico Leo will come out behind, but I think that gap has actually closed up a tiny bit during the pit stop, so we'll see if Federico can close the gap up a bit. Quick look at the last couple of laps. It did look like Federico was managing to pull that gap back a little bit to Gerard, but 6.5 at the moment we can see, so quick look back to the front, 1.2 seconds for the leaders at the moment, so bit of clear air. There's a bit of lap traffic in Michael Skurlock up ahead. Couple of cars, hopefully they won't play a factor. So it looks like everyone has taken their stop. So the field, as we sometimes say, he's cleansed at the moment. So now it's going to be a straight fight between Maxim Tilly and Nicholas Coates. See McLaren versus Audi. See who will come out on top.
Yeah, Maxim's definitely reeling him in. He's the closest he's been probably for the last 15, 20 minutes or so. So, yeah, good to see that he's bringing up the pace.
See, looking at their fastest lap times, only a tenth between them, so they're both just as quick as each other. See a little bit of a battle going on between Stefan Corby.
Just as I say that, Maxim's just dropped off 2 seconds off the back.
So he's dropping a bit of time. So we did see
Yeah,
Stefan Corby did get that job done on Eric Loeb, but yes, as you're saying, he's dropping back a fair bit at the moment.
yeah, either fuel saving or he's might have ran slightly wide on a corner and clipped the grass. But yeah, he doesn't want to see Nicholas escape up the road because yeah, that could be his day done for the win.
Yeah. Want to keep battling for that one. Yeah, have to see what happens. Although Gerard Hendrickson's fairway back, so I don't think there'll be a challenge for from third place. Top three seems to be quite settled at the moment. Federico Leo in fourth. He is still a fair way back at the moment, so I think we'll see a challenge for position there. Well, actually, Gerard Hendrickson's only about 3 seconds off Maxim, so it'll be interesting to see. Quick look at their last laps. And yeah, Gerard was a lot quicker. Just going to keep an eye on this one because I reckon Gerard might be actually in a chance with this one to take second. Just under 10 minutes to go. We're looking at roughly about 8 laps left in this race. Watching closely just to see what this gap is doing between Maxim and Gerard. See if there's actually going to be a battle for third here, or a battle for second, sorry. You see, Frederick Leo's dropping off a little bit at the back, but wait and see what happens. Might have a close battle for second coming to the end of this race. Let's see, just had on screen Robert Klug as well. Wondering what could have been for Robert. Had the lead of this race and was comfortable pulling away from the field. Fortunately, a little mistake coming out of the yeses. Sort of taking that opportunity from him. Coming back through the field at the moment, but he may look to get onto the back of Federico. Having close look, you can see last lap, Gerard was 2/10 faster than Maxim. So the gap is definitely closing down at the moment. So we'll see a battle for fourth place. We may end up seeing a battle for battle for second. The gap is definitely closing at the moment. Robert, fair bit of pace over Federico at the moment. So that looks as though that position, see him coming onto the back straight at the moment. Robert's a bit far back at the moment, so I don't think we'll see a change of position there at the moment. But everyone seems to be finding themselves coming back together with someone to race with, so I thought the positions were going to be sort of sorted, but doesn't look like it's going to be the case. We're going to see a few quick battles towards the end of this one.
Yeah, really starting to see that the lap traffic being such a short track, the lap traffic may be a bit of a factor. We just had some images before of one coming through, flashing the lights on a few cars. So, yeah, could see some lap traffic that will hold up Federico and get Robert right back on his tail.
See him coming through turn 3, heading through the S's at the moment. So, who's that lapped car in front at the moment? See, Federico would be hoping that he gets out of the way pretty quick. He doesn't want to ruin his momentum because he's...
Yeah, did see a car turned around just as we went past there. Might have been someone a little bit further down the track. Yeah, looks to be possibly Michael Sherlock. He does have a bit of damage to the front of his car. Many of these.
Coming down the back straight at the moment. Robert and Federico still battle still going on, but yes, does look like Michael Spurlock was the one that went around. He already was sporting a bit of damage, you did notice before, unfortunately involved in that opening lap incident, we will say. But the battle for fourth place at the moment is definitely going on. Just having a quick look at the timing at the moment. Battle between second and third. Looks like that gap stabilized. Don't know if Gerard's going to be able to get there. It seems to be stabilized at 2.9. The battle for fourth place is still going at the moment. Robert trying to come back through the field. It's all over the back as they come out of the yeses for the run. He's got a fantastic run out of that corner. Federico's going to stay to the right a little bit, try and make it a little bit difficult. Oh, Robert trying to go wide. Doesn't
Great.
try a switch back.
Yeah, great defensive line by Federico. He really held that that right-hand side really firm, forcing Robert, right out to the left.
Fantastic work there to prevent the pass. It looks like he's also going to prevent an opportunity for Robert to have a run down in 10A. Just stays a little bit in the middle of the road, but for Robert not having an opportunity at all.
Looks like they're just going to come up on the tail of Lapcar Tetsuya, who will hopefully give him a little bit of space to come through, because it looks like a pretty intense battle at the moment.
Looking at 5 laps, including this one at the moment. Tatsuya, oh, he got a bit wide. He's going to get out of the way. He'll let this one continue. Fantastic work from Tatsuya.
Yeah, super narrow part of the track. So, it was a really good defensive driving, getting straight out of the way.
Yeah, it's always the difficult parts of being the slower car. If you see a bit of a battle coming up behind you, got to sort of make that decision. You don't really want to spoil a battle. You don't want to be that sort of person. So getting the soonest opportunity you can, soonest opportunity you can to let the person pass. Yes.
Yeah, looks like Gerard's pulled that gap back down on Maxim again, down to about 1.5 seconds. So, could see a really late battle with only, less than 5 minutes to go.
Battle between Robert and Federico still soldiering on at the moment. Hasn't really, Robert just can't seem to get close enough to have a little bit of a sniff. He seems to be quicker in the first sector. You can watch through turn 1 and through the S's. Robert seems to be able to close up on the back, but whether or not that damage is actually having an effect of his straight line speed. See him closing the gap up right through here. He's definitely got the pace in the technical stuff, but just, unfortunately can't really get close enough. Enough to have a look.
Yeah, it looks like Maxim's just put in a 5/10 of a second back into Gerard. So it looks like he's holding him at bay, managing that gap.
Just having a quick look. You see that last lap was about 3/10 in it. Yeah. It's just trying to hold that gap at the moment. He's only got a lot long to go. There should be about 3 laps to go when they get to the line. So Maxim's going to be doing all he can just to stabilize that gap. Just doesn't want to let Gerard get into that draft. That McLaren, well known for their, McLaren is well known for its straight line speed, but as we've seen from the Audis, they tend to have a bit of punch as well, especially at this track. Straight line seems to be very good for him. You can see Robert is all over the back of Federico at the moment. He's actually pulling his nose out to turn 1. Doesn't quite have a look. It looked like he was going to go for it, but just sort of pulled out at the last second.
Yeah, just showing a nose there, just on the inside.
Yeah, doing everything he can. Even if you know you can't get the pass done, sometimes showing the nose is just enough to unsettle the driver in front of you. Gets him looking in his mirrors, gets him looking and trying to react to where you are on the track. So, very much harping back to my karting days. I used to do very much the same thing. Even if it was on the outside, any opportunity you could just put the nose in there, get them looking over their shoulder, get them thinking, okay, where is he coming from? Where is the next attack going to come from? Notice they'll start to miss braking markers, miss apexes. Just got to try and get under their skin, try and force a mistake. Robert's definitely got the draft as they head down the back straight. I don't think he's going to be close enough to launch an attack. No, he won't. He'll just slot in behind.
Yeah, just catching a battle for 15th between one Aragonese and Stephen Corby. So yeah, there might only be a lap or two left now. So yeah, Stephen will want to get that move done.
He's quite close on the back of the BMW. Oh, bit of a narrow line through that corner. He's definitely got off there well. To see how his Mercedes has the pace against the BMW. BMW is actually pretty quick in a straight line now compared to what they sort of used to be, especially this short little straight. So we have a flick back to Gerard. We can see that gap's actually grown out a bit. Looks like Gerard's made a mistake somewhere on track.
Yeah, there was a lap car in between Gerard and Federico Roberts, so potentially it might have held him up or forced him wide.
You can sort of see there already the gap's substantially wider there, so maybe a bit earlier. Trying to track it to see what actually happened. Through the last corner at the moment. See, he's quite close here as they head into turn one, so whatever's happened, it's happened in this section here. Can't really see a whole lot at the moment. Oh, there it is.
Oh, big moment coming down the S's there.
Yeah, very easy to do. Did mention these Audis don't like the curbs too much. You can see this battle at the moment for fourth. It's not over yet. Robert wants to get past, but we are on the final lap. And Nicholas is coming through 10A, 10B. Did get the lead from Robert's mistake, but he's done a clinical drive, kept out of trouble, gets it to the end, and will take victory at Road Atlanta. Looks like Maximo Distilli will hold on, but we can see the battle for fourth and fifth still going at the moment. Looks like a lap car may have got itself involved, but it looks like Federico will hold on to fourth place. Robert Kulak will come up into fifth. Nice recovery drive. Still got this battle for 14th and 15th between Run and Stefan Corby. Heading on to the back stretch. Doesn't look like he's close enough. One going very, very defensive. Doesn't look like he's defending too much harder.
Oh, we've just yeah. Yeah, just coming down on Pascal and yeah, down through 10A and 10B. Looks like Pascal may run out of fuel as well, but he'll be able to roll to the line. Thankfully, downhill to the start-finish line. So
very lucky for Daniel.
Using the power of gravity.
One time, but yes, definitely looks like just ran out of fuel right at the end of that one. Definitely a bit of a battle there, but battle for so they'll go up a spot. They'll move to 13th, 15th, but Pascal Hull will actually move back to 15th. So we'll get the results on screen. Nicholas Coates will come in with the win. Nice 4-second, that's almost 5-second lead back to Maxim Tilly, who in the end managed to hold off Gerard Henriksen. Federico Leo will come back fourth. Robert Kulak Kulik, what could have been, was in the lead, but an unfortunate mistake, but will come back to 5th place. Lewis Nasser come home in 6th. Brandon DeBone, 7th. Sven Beber in 8th. David R. Roberts, big move through the field, will come in 9th. Mike Mason rounds out your top 10. Marcos Garcia Menzano come in 11th. Joe M. Duterte will come home in 12th. 13th, Juan Aragonis. Stephen Corby in 14th. Pascal Hole, unfortunately, running out of fuel at the end in 15th. Eric Lai, 16th. Benjamin Roske, 17th. 18th, Tatsuya Koguchi in 18th. 19th, Michael Skurlock. Liam Burns rounding out the top 20. The rest of positions will be on the screen. Most of them will be DNFs, unfortunately. Most caught up in that opening lap incident. So Road Atlanta has delivered once again. Fantastic racing. The GT3s, fantastic around this racetrack. So any thoughts, Nick, from tonight?
Yeah, we've just had a few people moving forward. Like, great result for Mike Mason, qualifying 21st all the way up to 10th. Yeah, really unfortunate for Robert Kulik to qualify on pole, to make a mistake. But yeah, great recovery, recovering it back to 5th to finish up. Yeah, really unfortunate for Wayne Burke, Marchin, Antonio all having heavy accidents on that first lap incident.
Fortunately, that is the reality. See if we'll get a quick look at the replay. Maybe not having a flick through at the moment, but that has been tonight's action. Thank you very much for tuning in. Tomorrow night, don't forget, we have the Majors Indy 500 live on the iRacing Esports Network. Make sure to tune in. That will be a fantastic one. And then we also have the Circuit XL Series live here on SimSpeed as well. We'll be getting the TCR machinery out for that one.
As well as the Erebus kart as well from New Zealand.
Absolutely. Won't forget that one as well. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm Simon Zomo. Alongside me, Nick Skrayev, and of course, behind the scenes, once again, Scott Fountain. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we will see you next time.
This is fantastic. This is GT racing right now.
He's got traction, he's got rid of the outside, both of them! Maloney!
Oh, he's taken Anderson. Anderson's up top.
Oh my god! Oh, big crash! Oh my goodness, half the field's gonna get rolled!
Six very close. These guys are going to want to make their way through the field very quickly. Oh, here we go. Oh, no. That's massive. This is it. This is over. I can't believe this. Oh, my God.
God, what?